So today I want to talk to you about the age-old debate, talent versus hard work. And let me start off by telling you a story. So, when I was probably around six, most people start football when they're like 5, 6, 7. I remember when I was like 5, 6, or 7, I wasn't really one of the best players. I wasn't really probably one of the most naturally talented. I was middle of the pack, to be fair. But then I remember probably around 10, 11, 10, 11, I started surpassing a lot of people. And this was simply because I was just playing more football in the week. I was going to a lot of training sessions. I remember my dad taking me to about 4 training sessions a week. And just through that, I did that for about a year. And I just remember when I hit about 10 years old, so maybe like year 5, I could see a gap starting to appear. And people in school started saying, okay, Jaden, he's one of the best. JT's one of the best in the years. But before that, pretty much I was just middle of the pack. But obviously, I started to surpass people simply because I started playing football more times a week. I was probably playing about 5 times a week plus, including the matches, while others were probably doing about twice a week, probably one training session and then playing a match. So obviously, over time, that's gonna compound. So obviously, by me telling you that, that should say, oh, hard work beats talent. You know what I'm saying? Hard work is the way to go. You don't have to be talented to achieve your dreams. You just gotta work hard. You just gotta work for it, no matter what your talent says. But however, let me elaborate. So hard work does beat talent when talent doesn't work hard. And the crazy thing is that a lot of young talented people, it takes them so long to figure this. It takes them so long to figure this out. So the younger age you start putting in the work, you start training, the more likely you're gonna make it, because it probably takes these young guys. Let's say there's a talented. Let's say he's 8 years old, all the talent in the world, all the talent in the world, dribbles past everyone, can shoot, can do all of that. Basically, he's a wonder kid. He's in the academy. But then obviously all his life he's never really had to go through challenges. So when he gets to like probably like 14, he probably has bad habits simply because he can get away with them, that he was so much more talented than everyone else. But when you're like 14, 15, other people start to develop physically, technically, and just mentally as well throughout the game. So if you have this guy who's just been the star boy since like 8 years old, he can probably get to 15, 14, 15, and then people start to catch up to him because he just wasn't putting in that work. He was content at staying where he was. In fact, no, not even content, I would say. To be fair, it's not even his fault because he just assumed that it will stay like that forever without putting in work. But other players in the academy have been putting in work, and eventually, hey, he might get kicked out, whether it's the academy or he might have to hold bench for another team. He might have to just sit on the bench for a while and just earn his spot back, because pretty much because he just didn't get the concept of hard work. He just thought his talent would just carry him through all the way to the pros. But yeah, so that's why it's good to get into good habits at a young age, pretty much, because obviously you could surpass so many people just like I did, simply because me personally, I'll be honest, it wasn't me. I didn't go to the training sessions like, yeah, I'm gonna work harder than everyone else. I'm gonna grind. I'm gonna get better than everyone else, because I was only like what 7, 8 years old. But just indirectly through me just going to more training sessions, simply because I enjoy playing football. Just me going to more training sessions, I just indirectly just started surpassing a lot of people that like maybe like 2, 3 years ago were levels above me. So yeah, hard work does beat talent when talent doesn't work hard. However, though, when talent works hard, it will always prevail. Like even if the guy who has no talent, he's working, he's putting in mad hours a day, talent will always just come out on top, simply because the gap at the elite level is just too big. For example, you got a guy like Usain Bolt. Everyone knows him, fastest man in the world. However, the second fastest man in the world was Johan Blake. But anytime them two would match up against each other, Bolt would always win, simply because there was a talent gap between the two. The talent gap might have been like this, but still, that was enough to get Bolt all the gold medals, all the glory, all of that. Simply because at the elite level, talent 100% matters, because pretty much everyone works hard at the elite level. Johan Blake probably works harder than Usain Bolt, But simply because Bolt put in the sufficient amount of work, even if Johan Blake put in more work, Usain Bolt will still come out on top. So yeah, I feel like at the elite level, talent will always prevail. Another example is a guy like Neymar. Even if a guy like Neymar didn't really work hard, I don't care how hard a guy works. You're simply just not having the skills of Neymar. Like those certain guys just got the God gifted ability. Like Neymar at 19 was doing the business. Even at 17 he was doing the business. Like even if Neymar didn't really work the hardest, he didn't really take care of his body like that. Still, even if a guy who trains 6 hours a day, diets to perfection, stretches every day, does everything he needs to do. Sometimes he's just not gonna be as good as Neymar. Sometimes that's just God given ability. So yeah, at the elite level, you're just gonna find so many guys who are just genetically gifted that it's crazy that yeah. And the ones who are gifted as well, the ones who make it to the top, such as Ronaldo, who has talent and hard work, you're gonna find so many of them. That's the separator at the end of the day. Talent is always gonna win at the elite level. But obviously, if you're watching this vid, I don't want you to come away thinking, oh, JT said that talent is the only thing that matters, that hard work is useless, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Even if you're not the most talented, still work at it because you can still reach phenomenal heights. That's not what I'm saying. Hard work does matter, trust me. And let me give you an example. So obviously, I think there were two rappers who got interviewed and they were talking about the Tottenham defender Ledley King. I don't know if you guys know Ledley King, but Tottenham defender back in the day. And the interviewer asked them, back in school, was he like one of the best? Like was he proper? Like you could tell that he was going pro. And they said, to be honest, nah, he wasn't all that in school. But the difference between Ledley King is that he made it because while these guys were in the clubs, this guy they would literally see him. Literally, they'd be in the clubs and they'd see him doing jogs, running around the area, doing jogs. And then they'd always ask him, "Oh, yo, Ledley, come out, bro, come out. Why you never coming out?" He's like, "Nah, I'm trying to be a professional footballer." So yeah, he had his mindset on becoming a professional footballer, and he eventually reached it, becoming one of the best centre backs of his time. Obviously, injuries derailed his career and that, but when he was healthy, he was one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so obviously that just proves hard work. Hard work can get you a long way. Obviously, still you still feel like okay, there was a bit of talent there. There was still a bit of talent there to reach the Premier League. But still, even the guy said in school he wasn't all that. He didn't stand out above the rest. He just put in the work consistently. He was just consistently, and it compounded over time. So yeah, I'm not saying hard work doesn't matter. Hard work definitely does matter. Obviously, Ledley King proved that. But but yeah, all I'm saying is that at the elite level, you're gonna find guys like Neymar, you're gonna find guys like Messi, you're gonna find guys like LeBron that are just freaks, who have just got freakish skill, freakish athleticism, freakish height. Like it's crazy. And plus, they're putting in the work as well. These players like Ronaldo, they're putting in work as well, alongside to go with their talent. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. At the elite level, you're probably not gonna be, if you're not that talented, you're probably not gonna be a top 10 player in the world. You can still make it professionally, obviously, but in terms of being Ballon d'Or contention and all of that, probably not. Probably not. But still, you can still get to an incredibly great level. So you're probably wondering, all right, JT, I heard what you said in it, but what's your point? What's your closing point? My point is basically, if you're gonna dedicate your life to something, whether it be a sport, a career, or anything like that, just make sure try make it something that you're gifted at already. Try not to struggle with something that that's not really for you. So for example, if you're built like The Rock, for example, if you're just an absolute, you're just jacked, you're an absolute what's it called? Your strength is just mad off the charts. There's no point in you trying to go to their flex track and compete with Noah Lyles. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no point in trying to dedicate yourself and try to beat Noah Lyles in 100 meters because it's just not gonna work. You're just gonna end up frustrated. You're just gonna realize at that point that your talent actually prevails. You're just gonna be depressed, frustrated. You're just gonna wonder, oh, why can't I beat this guy, or why can't I make it? Because your skill set wasn't just suited for it. It's kind of like, it's like Mo Farah trying to go into powerlifting. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you sometimes in life you gotta stick to your strengths and just work at it. Just keep working at your strengths, or else you're just gonna, like I said, you're just gonna find yourself frustrated, demotivated, just having a bad time pretty much. So yeah, just always, if you're trying to dedicate your life to something, just make sure you have the gift that you're talented at it, that you have a good level of talent. So yeah, that's all I had to say for this vid. It's JT, and I'm out.